I've been an environmental side researcher in Oregon and across the country for over 30 years. I've usually opposed large industrial developments, including power plants, refineries, and LNG export terminals. I've never represented polluters. I'm here today to provide an alternative narrative to Oil Change International's recently issued report that asserts that the Jordan Cove project, which would ship liquefied natural gas to Asia, will cause as much air pollution as would burning coal. I fought against air pollution for most of my adult life. Natural gas is not the enemy. Coal is the enemy. The booming economies of Asia are requiring the construction of over 2,000 new coal-fired power plants. Construction of even a fraction of those plants will increase air pollution, damage human health, and worsen climate change. We must reduce those risks. Oil Change admits that in the United States, abundant and inexpensive natural gas has hastened the shutdown of hundreds of coal-burning power plants. That's cleaned up our air and saved lives. I'd like to see natural gas play that same role in cleaning up Asia's air. Oil Change does not. Groups like Oil Change and their allies insist that natural gas pollutes as much as coal. Oil Change claims that the Jordan Cove terminal would even emit almost as much pollution as the existing coal-fired power plant in Boardman, Oregon. That's simply not true. Oil Change claims that Jordan Cove will be the largest greenhouse gas source in Oregon, but Jordan Cove will not be the largest emitter. It will only be fifth. Oil Change asserts that 1.77% of the gas supplied to Jordan Cove will leak, contributing to air pollution. However, the scientists at Obama's Federal Department of Energy, back when that department was trustworthy, concluded in a 2014 study that leakage rates for a similar facility were far less, closer to 1.1%. That Department of Energy study also concluded that shipping LNG from New Orleans to China would reduce Asia's greenhouse gas emissions by up to 60% compared to burning coal, in stark contrast to Oil Change's claims of emissions increases. Oil Change goes on to say there's no evidence that gas supplied to eager Asian customers will actually displace coal usage. However, there are many published accounts from reputable sources that provide evidence that China is indeed mandating a switch from coal to gas, from Reuters, October 4, 2017. The government is spending huge amounts to build out its natural gas infrastructure to change some 4 million homes from coal to natural gas heating. China's LNG imports for the first 8 months of the year are up 44.3%, increasing every month since May. In other words, China is specifically relying on LNG to reduce its coal usage in millions of homes. There are many similar examples where China and other Asian countries are plainly relying on additional supplies of LNG to replace coal for their energy. China has mandated substitution of natural gas for coal in commercial boilers, for another example. However, they cannot obtain enough gas, according to a May 2017 article in Bloomberg. For some reason, Oil Change has chosen not to mention coal's toxic air pollution anywhere in their report. This oversight needlessly demonizes natural gas and warps comparisons of the two fuels. For instance, remember Oil Change's claim that the Boardman plant emits almost the same pollution as will Jordan Cove. The facts are that Boardman is permitted to emit over 55,000 tons of toxic air pollution. the Jordan Cove facility, if built, will be permitted to emit only about 900 tons of toxic air pollutants. Oil change won't acknowledge how reducing coal use in Asia will reduce the dangerously high levels of toxic air pollution that harm human health both in Asia and worldwide.